Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Jay Sit Down Podcast. I am your host Jay, and today we're going to be talking about NFL trade rumors. As you guys, I'm sure, am already aware, Deandre Hopkins got traded to the Kansas City Chiefs earlier this morning for a conditional fifth round pick. So Titans, gave him up after only having 26 catches for 174 yards this year. DeAndre Hopkins is now a member of the Chiefs and now is playing with Patrick Mahomes. So now they get another weapon. I mean, the Chiefs receiving room has been kind of, it's been lackluster this season so far, yet they are 6-0, undefeated right now, and just keep finding ways to win. But now that you add a household name to that receiving group, and it should bolster overall the production that they're seeing out of that room, I would think. But before we get into that, make sure we thank you guys for tuning in and hit that subscribe button in the right corner of your screen. And also check us out here, YouTube, like I said, and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those platforms, audio for your audio podcasts. So if you want to check the audio version, make sure you do that. Follow us on Spotify. But like I said, I mean, we're in week 7 right now. Trade deadline's a couple weeks away. And a lot of teams, a few teams already made moves. Like I said, the Bills, they traded for Amari Cooper, a week or so ago. He came in, had a touchdown his first game with them. Chiefs traded for Hopkins, like I just mentioned. And Cooper Kupp even being mentioned on the trade market right now. There were some rumors about him going to the Vikings possibly, which not him, but the Rams and the Vikings talking about a trade for Matthew Stafford, but that I believe those rumors were false and those were not. They had no type of substance to them. Those were not accurate rumors. But Cooper Kupp himself, he's been mentioned in some trade talks, and they asked him about it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be where my feet are. I can control what I can control. I'm just going to go out there and play." And the only problem with Cooper Kupp's contract right now is that there's $14 million in guaranteed money. So whoever would trade for him will have to take on that money, and you saw the Jets take on the money for Devontae Adams when they traded for him. And they're right now sitting at 2-5. They're not looking good at the moment. And that's just something that, I don't know. I mean, I thought the Jets were probably going to be I thought they were going to be better than what they were this year. Aaron Rodgers back healthy and everything. The defense continues to play really good. The only problem for them is just that, the offense has just been so lackluster, man. It's like it's the offensive line has played poorly. They're not protecting, the line of scrimmage well. And Aaron Rodgers being 40 years old, I mean, that doesn't help much either. Yeah, he's a great all-time player, but at the same time, it's just like when everything else around is not working, it's going to be hard for your quarterback to go out there and lead the offense to produce points to, get these wins if everything else is just a train wreck. The trade for Devontae Adams, nothing. It's still like so. I mean, hey, maybe give them time. It's like I say, it's week 7, still got got some time. But even though this is around the point of the season where teams need to start like building that traction up, you gotta like teams are like sitting at that 4-3 range, or maybe like 3-4 or 2-5, or like this is the time where you have to start getting these wins because you want to make the playoffs. So you got to stack as much as possible, and it's tough. But this time of year, like we're in fall right now. We're getting close to Halloween. Soon we'll be coming up on Thanksgiving in a couple of weeks. It's cold outside. This is where football really. This is where you truly see the real teams right now. I feel like, and the teams who are really going to go out there and give it their all, like the teams who are serious, they're going to fight and they're going to keep battling, and we'll see how much everybody wants it for real. We'll see what teams actually want it right now, and that's what I love about football, especially fall football weather. Like fall football is the best football because you see just everybody go out there and grinding in the cold weather, and some places it's snowing, like in Lambeau. It'll be snowing in Green Bay, Chicago, New York, places like that, right? It just seeing people go after it in the elements and just play the game we love. It's an amazing thing to see. And we're right about the trade deadline. So, that's just something I'm looking forward to right now for the rest of the season. Like I say, A lot of teams right now, struggle with the injury bug. You got the Buccaneers losing Mike Evans and Chris Godwin for a while. Of course, Chris Godwin's put on IR today by the team, so he will not be returning this season. He's out for the rest of the year with the injury. Um, Mike Evans will be out until, I believe, after week 11, if I'm not mistaken, from what I read in those reports. So they got the Falcons coming up next on Sunday. So a big game for both teams in the division right now because they're the two top teams in the NFC South right now at the moment. So for Atlanta, they need to go in there. They need to, after what they did against Seattle last week, they got to be a whole lot better because they can't go out there talking about, like winning and you go out there and play like that, turn the football over, losing a turnover margin, can't do that and expect to win football games. You got to be able to protect the football, got to be able to score points, got to be able to drive the field. You got to keep drives sustained on first downs, avoid those third and longs. Defenses got to get off the field. You got to be able to rush the passer. You have to be able to effectively rush the passer. Falcons have, 5 sacks in 7 weeks? That's not good. So they got to get a pass rusher. A lot of people want them to get Myles Garrett, which would be fun. But I mean, we have to be realistic here. I don't know if that's going to happen. But and I mean, hey, and you even look at it, man. Look at these teams that are surprising right now. I told people in the offseason, I said the Commanders are going to be a good team. They're 5-2 right now at the moment. Okay, they're 5-2. This is a team that's playing really good football. Jane Daniels got injured in the last matchup, so I don't know how his ribs are doing at the moment. I haven't really checked on that specifically, but from last, I heard I think he's feeling okay, but they kept him out for the rest of the game against the Panthers because they were up by so much. It wasn't a point to put him back in. But hopefully he'll be ready to go next week for them. And, like I said, Washington's 5-2, leading the NFC East right now. The 49ers are just really struggling. They lost to the Chiefs Sunday. They're, and I know they have a lot of people injured. IU Samuel's not feeling well. I know they're missing a lot of people, but man, it's football. You got to go out there. You got to make do. You got to go out there, and it's hard, man. And so this is why, this is a very tough sport to play and coach and lead. And, being a part of franchises because it's things like this. That always are factors that come into play, right? Injuries. Look at the Detroit Lions. They lost Aiden Hutchinson now for the rest of the season. He's not going to be coming back, and it's a stretch even to say if he even could come back. That being said, the Detroit Lions are going to have to continue to figure out how to win without him. And I think they can. It's going to be hard, but I think they can. Just got to figure out a way to generate pressure collectively as a unit, as a defensive front seven, we might have to blitz a little bit more. Just pressure. You got to get pressure on the quarterback if you want to win today. So you got to be able to pressure him, make him feel uncomfortable, get him off his spot. That is how you're going to be able to get off the field on third downs as a defensive unit. And those are the teams that can rush the passer effectively, that can cause pressure on the quarterback. Those are the teams that usually are still playing January, February, right? Just being completely real, being honest, that's the name of the game. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season plays out for a lot of these teams. I really am. The Ravens still looking good. They're getting Keaton Mitchell back this week. Keaton Mitchell's going to be coming back. So shout out to my former teammate there, Keaton Mitchell. He's coming back from IR, so that'll be a boost to already good Ravens running back room with Derrick Henry, and Justice Hill and those guys. And if you want to count Lamar Jackson, you can, of course. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out for them. Ravens right now sit in a good spot. Good win over Tampa on Monday night, so they got to keep that rolling, keep it going. Because AFC is what we all know. The AFC is tough. Right, it's really tough, but the Steelers, man, the Steelers are still playing good football right now. They're not just like the team that's been at 500 and that's where they are. They're not the 5-5 team that's going to end up being 9-8 like they have been the last couple of years. No, they're playing good football. They're 5-2 right now on the year. Is it 5-2? Yeah, 5-2 on the year at the moment. Dude. And my boy Kobe tried to tell me the Steelers would be good. He tried to believe him. They're playing great football defensively. They're playing good. They're getting better on certain areas in that front. Offensively, Russell Wilson didn't look bad when he came in there. Even though I probably would have kept Justin Fields to keep the momentum going at quarterback, but Mike Tomlin knows what he's doing. He's been coaching a long time, won a Super Bowl, so he knows what he's got going on over there. And I mean, really, it's NFC's wide open. We all know that for a fact. NFC is definitely wide open. AFC, Chiefs, Ravens. I don't know if I can say the Bengals right now. It looks like they're kind of finding their stride. Like, looks like they're getting there. They still got a lot of work to do. Still need to pay Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Like, they need to pay them because they're just really good. Like, you got to pay your playmakers. Like, unless you want them to go do what they're doing right now for another team, and that's going to hurt you, right? Obviously, and they got to figure out how to keep both of those guys there in Cincinnati. But overall, I mean, like I said, this is going to be a fun postseason because we really don't have no idea like who. I mean, your top couple of teams. Like I said, NFC. We know the Lions are going to make it. We know honestly, the Vikings. If they don't have a slippage, if they don't start slipping, I say the Vikings. We know are going to make it. Definitely the Detroit Lions are going to make it. The Packers are going to make it. I'm really been pleased with how they've been playing. Like Jordan Love, he's been playing fairly decent this year. Their defense is good. Like if Green Bay keeps it up, I mean, I think they could definitely be in that NFC hunt too. So it's really interesting. It's like I'm really just excited to see how things are going to play out in the postseason. But we haven't even got there yet because we still got 10 more weeks left in the regular season, which are going to fly by anyway. But I'm excited for that. So, but like I said, that's really why I'm getting here and talk about guys, and like I said, I think the trade market is definitely heat up in these next couple of weeks so be on the lookout for some other players to get moved. So see how that affects your fantasy lineup. I need to see how that affects my fantasy lineup. Most, like I say, a lot of teams still looking for some receivers right now. Pass rushers, and my Falcons being one of them. I would love if they could get Myles Garrett, but realistically, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. It could. Who knows? It's the NFL, right? Any given Sunday. But thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Jace with Down. We'll see you next time on the show. Please hit that subscribe button and check us out right here on YouTube, and also follow us on socials: Instagram, Jace with Down Pod, Twitter, Jace with Down Pod, TikTok, Jace with Down Pod. Find us there for all reels, videos, everything you need to know. Stay in update with everything. Just follow us. You'll get all that information. We'll see you next time.